outstanding teams. They obviously had a great year last year and are off to a fantastic start. And, you know, our team was a bit of an unusual circumstance to have one game, a bye week, which I think we had a good week. But now, you know, we have a big challenge on the road. I think the most important things in games like this is, you know, people can stay focused and disciplined to do simple, fundamental things correctly. You know, assignment errors, missed assignments, undisciplined eye control. When you get away from being a good blocker, finishing blocks, good tackler, especially in space, catch, run after catch, you know, cover, pass rush lanes, you know, a lot of basic fundamental things that when you look back and say, you know, what happened in the game before, a lot of those things were issues and problems. So everybody's got to take care of business. We have to be our team, playing our game, taking care of our business. And everybody's got to do their job. I mean, and when you play against really good players, which they have really good players, and players who are very capable of making explosive plays on any down in the game, any lack of that ability to focus and discipline is going to help them be able to make those plays. So if you take care of the little things, do the little things right, it's going to give you the best opportunity to be successful. It's like if you take care of the cents, the dollars can add up. All right? If you don't, it never happens. It's a great concept. They have the right kind of players to execute the concept, and they do a very, very good job of executing their plays. You know, you can say that, hey, they spread you out on a screen. Well, they go fast. Well, they go fast, but they execute well. They run screens, but they execute them well. So, you know, to me, it's not the scheme. It's not the going fast. It's their ability to do those things and execute extremely well in terms of what they do. And their players have a lot of confidence in it, and they do a really good job of it. I think that, you know, he's going to make some plays. I mean, he's a really, really good player, and I think he's a really good passer. And I think athletically, you know, he extends a lot of plays, but he extends a lot of plays to pass. It's not like he's just a runner, you know, that I'm going to extend the play, scramble, and take off running. He did that a few times. He's capable of doing that. He will do it if he needs to do it. And he's very instinctive when he should and shouldn't. He does a great job of keeping his eyes down the field so that when he does scramble, he can find people that are open. And their receivers do a really good job of playing what I call scramble rules in terms of how they adjust their routes relative to how he scrambles. So, you know, the guy's going to make plays now. He's a good player. And I think his passing statistics certainly show that he's a very effective passer, and they're very effective, you know, in their passing game. And he does a good job of implementing their passing game. He has an ability of tremendous athletic ability to extend plays, and is instinctive in doing that. I think that he's going to scramble, and I think trying to do a good job of not letting him get in positions where he can make those plays and having good discipline down the field to stay matched in your coverage and not start looking at the quarterback. You know, I told our players, I said, there's a lot of NFL games on Sunday. You want to watch the quarterback, go watch those games. But if you start watching this guy in our game, you're going to get busted. From a strategic standpoint, I think that anytime you play someone, you know, you learn a little bit about what they did against you. You learn about what you did against them, and then you see some of the things that they may do to try to take advantage of that. And then we have to have the answers for, you know, what we do if that happens. So I think strategically, you know, when you play somebody, you get a little better history of what needs to be done for you to be successful on both sides of the ball. I think that, you know, there's obviously some things you can't do. to it more readily. Well, I think he's done a fantastic job. I think he's a wonderful coach. He did a great job at Houston before he was there. I've known Kevin for a long time. Actually interviewed him once, tried to hire him once, at LSU, and would have loved to have him on our staff. I think his record really speaks for itself in terms of the improvement that he's been able to make. His presence has impacted on the programs that he's been involved in. So I think he's done a phenomenal job. It's never a part of our game. I mean, we tell our players, you don't need, there's no circumstance where you need to talk to another player. And there's been very little of that with our team. And our approach, if it's businesslike, which I just said earlier, is the way we'd like to approach this game. I mean, it's going to be emotional, don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to minimize the importance when I use the term businesslike. But I think in your focus and discipline, that's the way you need to approach the game, so that you can do your job. People who get emotional sometimes don't make the best decisions. We need to make good decisions in this game so that we put ourselves in the best position to have a chance to be successful against very good players. So, and that part of the game, I have no use for. Well, we've never had an issue with that. I mean, we've never had an issue with that at all with our SEC guys. And, have they missed it on occasion where the other team subs and they miss it? I mean, they have, but it's the exception. It seldom happens. So when they substitute, that's not the issue, being able to substitute. It's when you substitute, can you ever get the guys out? If they don't, substitute again. So you really can't play any specialty defense. You have to kind of play with the guys that you have to play with. They have to be able to play against everything. So you can't play substitution defense at all, which, creates a little bit of a competitive disadvantage, but it is what it is. It is what the rules are, and that's how you have to play.